And now, go. Oh my God! It's sidekick! No, I'm sorry, Chris. It's Chris! Holy Toledo, or half a dozen other places, but none of them in Texas. Howdy, sir. Don't worry, my sidekick is the brick wall right there. It shows up with every video, seemingly. Just does not matter. Kirk from Florida. Sir, I am doing absolutely wonderful, and if you're smoking some Voodoo Queen, I'm telling you right now, you already know, I'm right there with you, brother. I love that stuff. Now that you've turned in, I'm officially famous. Well, that's okay. I like it. And I'm so famous, somebody decided to call right off in the middle of this. And I decided to say, declined. DDT, howdy sir. And of course, Clifford Higgins. From some town in Arkansas that I'm not going to mention. Unless you want me to tell everybody Jonesboro. Damn, I said I wasn't going to mention it. Finishing lunch kind of got a little bit slowed down today by everything else that was going on in real life. And no, it wasn't that crazy ass rant that I put on earlier. Though that rant was rather fun to make. Unless, of course, you happen to be an elderly person and you want to take offense to that rant. And if that's the case, you'll have to ask somebody who actually cares. Because I say it the way I feel it. Just got your dog to the vet in 10 minutes. Oh, good Lord. Hope everything works out okay. Recently took one cat and I'm about to have to take another one back. So for anybody who, all right, this will help Chris's opinion. Here we go. I'm going to have to take my cat named Trump to the vet for two things. This is what's called a lion cut. And that's about what it looks like on a Himalayan. Isn't that like just about ridiculous? The other possibility is what's known as a dragon cut. And I'm going to say this, I am not for the dragon cut personally, but I've got a big fluffy cat and he's getting mats right under his armpit, basically. That would be about what you would call it on a human. And I'm telling you right now, he's still just a little bit too wild for me to try and do it myself. I've got dematting brushes and stuff like that, but he bites at the brush, and I'm afraid he's going to end up chipping teeth on those metal brushes, and I'm going to, sorry, but oh, the Stegosaurus. Yeah, I could see why it might be called the Stegosaurus, but yeah, I'm pretty much not for that. Not on my cat, even though he does like having his back brushed. So a mohawk would probably work for him quite well. But once you start shaving the cat, they look actually a lot worse than if you just go ahead and shave them down. And, well, we're talking about an extremely long-haired cat living in Houston heat and humidity. He's going to have mats. Now, I can get all the ones on his back and sides. He'll let me do that. But the belly and anything closing in on the belly, nope. He would much prefer to bite the crap out of me and anybody else that tries. So I'm probably going to have to go with the sedation and cut. It's going to run $110. Hell, I don't even spend that much on myself for a haircut in a year. All right, Chris, you take care, and hopefully we will see you and your dog will be okay. Y'all, that was Chris. Any of y'all who have not met Chris, y'all got to check him out and his channel. Quite often he gets in there with his trusty sidekick, Zach. Though I do call Chris the sidekick. That's just an ongoing joke. And I said it once that way because Zach has become the Tobaccinator, and the Tobaccinator sounds much more like the evil villain or the superhero, whereas Rambling Dilettante did not sound like anything other than sidekick material. I think that's probably why I'm Just Chris changed his name. It was my fault. I'll take the blame. I will take the blame. So yeah, I'm going to have to stupefy my already crazy cat. I'm going to have to get him the lion cut, I'm pretty sure. And then I'll have to play Wizard of Oz. That way my lion cut cat can be hearing songs such as "If I Was a King of the Forest." That had been the Cowardly Lion, by the way. Wizard of Oz speaking. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I probably don't have the same voice or even as good a voice as the actor that sang that part in The Wizard of Oz, but damn, how many of us do? I did good enough. You knew where it was coming from. Or not. Doesn't matter. So yeah, actually it's the wife. She's going to be the one that decides whether it's going to be lion cut or dragon cut.
I'm not dragon cutting that cat.
But somebody on here says that they always called it the Stegosaurus cut.
That's what it looks like.
It does look like a Stegosaurus. Howdy, Skip. How are you, sir? Great day for everybody to be out here, except for my wife. My wife has been having a rough day at work, so she's out here taking an afternoon break.
Because people are assholes.
Because people, especially, there's this one that she really likes to say that about. She says that people are assholes. That's okay. I warned her when we first got together. I'm an asshole. I just hid it really well for the first couple of years. Until she was mystified by all the niceness, and then I started showing her what kind of a real asshole I am. You hear that she is not disagreeing with me. Just saying. She knows better than to disagree with that statement. I can prove myself right. It's one of the times where the wife is supposed to say, no, you're wrong. And I'm supposed to say, yes, you're right, I'm wrong. And just grin and agree with her. Instead of all the other times where I'm right and I'm told I'm wrong, even though I'm right. She's got a very short list of times I was actually right. It's chipped into a granite stone tablet somewhere. There was this one time coming out of Boca Raton, she said it. I about fell over. I think it was the first time I ever heard her say that I was right. She knows the time though, so I'm not worried about it. Dan, I'm really not sure that all men marry women hoping that they'll stay the same. I think more that they marry women hoping that their crazy side is not too much farther than what they're actually showing at this point. And as far as women marrying men hoping they can change them, not always true. Sometimes the guy is good enough that they're just hoping he doesn't change too much towards an asshole. Good luck on that one, ladies, because y'all are screwed. I'm going to tell you right now, all men are assholes if pushed far enough. Cliff, you definitely want to live. No texting and driving, especially not into the show, but that's okay. Cliff is here, y'all. He is here. Y'all can talk to him all you want. He might not reply. I will relay it live on air until he says that he's getting to where he's going. Ah, yes, yes. But I overanalyze everything, Dan. I really do. It could be because I was an electrician for 18 years and then I was a boiler inspector. Something about requirements of overanalyzing and identifying the dangers quickly that it just becomes part of your soul. Unless, of course, you're soulless like I am. Well, only my wife says that I'm soulless. Howdy, Dave. Great to have you in. Cliff who? Cliff Higgins, sir. That is the Cliff who. The Cliff who is driving right now and therefore should not be talking back to Dave. At least not until you get to a red light. We don't need that big Ford truck you drive to roll over nobody while you trying to just drive.
A Ford truck won't roll over anybody. It'll just crumple into a little Oriental fan.
Well, babe, yes, I know that. If it hits a Dodge, that Ford truck is going to crumble up like tinfoil. It's aluminum anyways. But if it hits a Yugo or a Saturn or one of those mostly plastic cars, say the Corvette, it might actually...
I'm putting my money on the Yugo.
Oh, damn. She said she's putting her money on the Yugo. Ouch. Wow. Oh. I'm a big fan of not using aluminum in trucks. And people say, oh, well, you got to lighten them up so they get better gas mileage and this, that, the other. But here in the Houston area, we have this thing called rain. And trucks are already light enough on the back end, and that's where they keep trying to lighten them up more. So the funny thing is, when you hit the brakes and you're in rain or on some water, the front and the back tend to try and swap ends. If you're at freeway speeds, this could be highly disastrous. The other side of that is, if you lighten up a truck too much when it hits high water, which happens in Houston a lot, it tends to float a whole lot more than it stays on the road. So you get in just a little bit of high water, you might be okay. But anything over, say, the hubcap, and if you've lightened up the truck too much, all you're going to do is end up floating away. Not a good thing in places that flood on a regular basis. Everett Young, howdy sir, have not seen you in a while. How are you, sir? Hopefully working, and hopefully the variant D is not screwing with you too much. Now, Dan, I do understand that throwing a couple of sandbags in the back of your truck in the winter to make sure that you got a little bit of better traction. I understand that, but you can't do that in the rain, because that sand will actually absorb the rain, and if you got enough of them in there to actually make a difference in a Ford aluminum truck,
and split your bed.
It can split your bed. If they start to roll, it can literally tear the side off of your bed. Steph, howdy ma'am, great to see you. The other thing is, in a heavy rain situation, if the sandbags get over any of the spots that will allow the water to drain out, it could possibly dam up inside your bed, causing it to carry too much water weight, which could squat your truck and cause a completely different problem. And trust me, you do not want that problem. You start filling up the back end of a pickup truck with too much water, it doesn't take very long before it's got too much water, and down it goes. Yeah. So anyways, yes, I thought the decision of Ford to go with the all aluminum, and then Chevy followed suit with its all aluminum, I don't understand the thinking there. Most of the weight that they took out was in the back end, which is horrible. By the way, babe, Steph says hi. You got the wave. Not this one, but this one. We're not at a sporting event yet. We're just tailgating. Nobody does the wave like this while you're tailgating. Oh yeah, H&H Vintage Syrian way down the back of your truck, right? Is that Hot Wheels or Matchbox? You do not have enough vintage Syrian to actually weigh down the back of a truck. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, good old, the Delta variant. Chuck Norris's best movie ever. No, sorry, that was a Jeff Dunham joke. Doesn't make as much fun when I say it. Alright, Skip, I'll accept Tonka for that statement, yeah. If you're going to weigh down the back of your Tonka truck, yeah, you can probably purchase enough H&H Vintage Syrian. Could you imagine a half-ton of H&H Vintage Syrian in the back of a truck? Dave, that's only true if your name is Curmudgeon Piper. Because then you take that second word and just a little bit past it, you paint an N. So it says Taco Man. Though you can drop a building on one of those old Toyota trucks and it'll still drive. You might not be able to see out of it. You might have to cut away parts of it, but it'll still drive. Dan, that is very true. I would not take any kind of a four-wheel drive from GM or Chevy. Does not matter. If you're going for a four-wheel drive, I would definitely suggest something in Mopar. Being that Mopar is Jeep and has the most testing of any four-wheel drive on the market. That's not to say that they're the only ones out there. But if you're going four-wheel drive, that's where I would suggest. Unfortunately for most Dodge, Jeep make vehicles, they tend to have too much engine for their transmission, and it tends to shred transmissions pretty quickly. Just saying. Now Ford went with that all aluminum body. That was one of their largest mistakes to date. And really, the way that they decided to design their Power Stroke diesel with plastic parts is absolutely asinine. And I think, honestly, if I could have a choice, I would get the Dodge Cummins diesel. Somehow get the adaptation kits so that it'll hook up to an Allison transmission, which is GM, but their transmission, the Allison transmission is great. Pretty much the rest of it is horrid. And then go and get a different whole setup as far as gearing and rear end, but that's a different thing. I mean, now a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, but an 8-cylinder goes faster than a 6-cylinder. Okay, that's fine. Let me see, what do you get a diesel for? Is it top end or is it torque? It's torque. And I guarantee you the inline 6 for the Cummins has more torque than any V8 that is not 3 times the size. It's all in an engineering book somewhere. And let's remember, your top end doesn't get the boat out of the bay. That's all torque. If you're going to be towing something or loading up your truck full of something, you want torque. Top end means you can get there eventually faster, if you can actually get it to move. Just saying. I know, because I used to have a little GMC pickup truck with an inline 6 and some granny gears from hell. And I used to drag V8 trucks that should have just tore away with me. All those big rednecks with their 460 Fords that could not take my truck. Not if we chained them bumper to bumper and I'd just drag them off, because I'd drop it down in low gear. That granny gear, oh yeah, 5 miles an hour full blast. but it would go 5 miles an hour full blast with anything I could hook onto it. What kind of van did you have there, Steph? Cliff is home. Now we can't make fun of his Ford anymore. I'm sorry, Cliff. I had to. Go-kart. What kind of go-kart did you have, Skip? Because somebody wanted a forking, torquing, good time, Steph. Oh. Skip has the van. He's got to sleep somewhere. Ford Focus. You know the reason why the word focus is funny to me. I'll tell you here in a minute. Mike says he misses his youth. Didn't she move in? Enrique Perique? How about Unique and Perique? Woohoo! Old Dark Fired in a Series 3.7, only 626. That is some really good stuff, though. Oh, so one of y'all have this go-kart and the other one has the van and y'all ain't together? Good Lord. Crazy. So, hey, I'm already most of the way into this show and I haven't even lit up yet. Damn me all to hell. I had a lot to say. What am I supposed to say? By the way, howdy Mike. Great to see you're alive and doing well. So for anybody who was not here earlier, I have a choice to make. I can either get my cat this haircut. That cat looks pissed. I'm sorry to tell you, but that cat looks pissed. Or I can get my cat this haircut. And I'm sorry, that cat just looks retarded, so there's no way I'm doing that one. I'm thinking the lion cut is going to have to be the one that it's going to be. I know Mike is a fan of cats. No, you can't have my cat, Mike. But he's got all. No, I am not going for the circle beard cut, but I did see that on a cat also, and I was like, "Rrr." If it looks stupid on a human, it looks even worse on a cat. Unless it's one of those cats with the smushed in faces, then it doesn't look too terrible. It just looks like they slammed into something really hard and knocked all their hair off except for right where they hit. So anyways, yes, it looks terrible no matter what. Circle beard cut. Hell no. The cat's already going to look terrible as a lion. But he's got mats that he's not going to let me get. Is the possum whisperer in here? As in Dave? I saw Dave in here earlier. Oh no! Oh no! My cat is not going to be tutu cut. Not happening. Yes, 3/6 of my viewers today do tend to be Canadian. Because I Am Chris was in here earlier also, so therefore at least one that was viewing and then is now gone. Canada's listening to people from Texas. What do y'all want me to say? Whoa, Canada! Oh yeah, yeah. No, we're not going with the the two mohawk or the tri-hawk or the single mohawk. It's no. If I'm going to have my cat shaved, I might as well just get him shaved out. The problem with long-haired cats, when they start getting mats, quite often the hair will start pulling into the mats, which A, is painful for the cat, and B, is very dangerous for humans that don't know what in the hell they're doing to cut the mats out. Now, I thought maybe, just maybe, I could maybe get in there with some scissors, but then after watching a few videos and seeing at least 5 times where the people were showing how much effort it took to shave a tame cat, and then I was like, really? And then this cat's going to be clawing and biting at me at the same time? Yeah, no. We're going with sedation shave. My poor cat is going to get put into a box, took to the vet, knocked unconscious, and shaved. He's going to hate me. Oh, I'm sure, Mike. I'm going to be like Hillary Clinton next time Trump sees me after I get him that cut. Dave, all right, I'm just going to say it. Dave, you're supposed to lick pre-shaved pussy. Y'all might be able to hate me if you want to, but clearly it says not for younger viewers or for people who are easily offended at the description of the video. Oh, there's Jim. Jim showed up just in time. Jim, who I've been saving this picture for. Jim, I found your sauce. That's right, extra hot and creamy. I will say that it's actually fairly good horseradish. Well, Cliff, it's my channel. Of course I'm going to sit there and slam that one out of the park. I'll mostly agree, Mr. Young. Spiraling? No, we don't spiral. We just nosedive and auger in. We don't spiral. Spiral means there's a gradual until it gets to the center of the problem. No, this is not spiral. We're going to head right for it. Exactly. Beaver. Do you prefer extra hot or creamy? Steve. Howdy, sir. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the post orifice either. Luckily, I only have to walk to the box. Of course, when I mail things out, I always take it to the post office mostly so that it doesn't accidentally get stuck someplace where it shouldn't have been. Not that my guy is that bad, but I like to make sure of it. Jim, it'd have to have wheels before they could fall off. I just set it up on blocks and wait until we can knock them out. Then it's like a bobsled or a canoe on a river, going downhill and fast. Cost you $65 to send a custom cob out. Holy cow! The national animal of Canada is the beaver? Really? Oh, excuse me. I can't agree with you more there, Everett. And I knew I'd have to save that picture until Jim finally showed up. I've been saving it for weeks. Waiting. Patiently. Somewhat. Come on, Steph. That's awesome. Okay, the Canadian national animal will actually destroy their national tree. Awesome. Kind of hilarious when you think about it. Not the moving jay, the mocking jay. And it's not the mocking jay, it's the mockingbird. Come on, Steph. You know it's the mockingbird, not the moving jay. Yeah, Steve, where in the whole entire universe did you have to send a cob for $65? If you say the Sea of Tranquility, I will understand. Really? Just to Canada? Something tells me something is wrong with the postal system if sending a cob to Canada costs $65. Hell, I could damn near drive there for that. No, I couldn't. No. I can barely drive out of Texas for that. Now that all those $1.68 gas prices are gone. Yeah, Steve, that's the curiosity there, because Mike's ships international fairly regular, and he's saying it should have been under $20. Really? Canadian beavers wear denim? I'll take your word for it there, Jim. You probably know a few more Canadians than I do. Oh, only on formal occasions do the beavers wear denim. Okay. And now we're coming down to the truth of it. Does Canada have a national or state, if whatever state you happen to live in, lizard? Texas has the horny toad. I don't know about the national lizard of the United States, but I know Texas. Denim jacket and jeans is a Canadian tuxedo. I'll fit right in. Ah, politicians. I could see that, yes. They're kind of a chameleon. They fit right in, right up until you figure out what they are. And then they change their spots. National bird is the bald eagle. Yes, yes. Yeah, I did see that the Taliban is quickly moving back in to take over all of Afghanistan. Because an instantaneous pullout is obviously the right choice. Howdy, Sharon and Paul and Dan. Smoky Dan, that is. Dan, there's another Dan in here, so if somebody starts saying hi to Dan, y'all remember to try and differentiate which one if y'all are having private conversations in the chat. I just don't need people to be all sort of confused. Don't worry, I will be. Odie! Oh my God! Just pulled into the Ohio Pipe Show. All right. Now, I am expecting certain amounts of video to come out of the Ohio Pipe Show. Damn, Steve. Yeah. They could at least give you a reach around. Something. No, they just go straight for the pain. The pain. I'm telling you, the pain. Well, look, I'm not expecting us to get a full supply of everybody in here. I do realize that there's going to be quite a few of y'all at the Ohio Pipe Show, and congratulations on Ohio for actually sticking to it and making it happen, because that's a pretty awesome thing. But for those of us who are able, bowl call. What's a Friday tailgate without a bowl call? What are you smoking and what are you smoking it in? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all haven't met me before, y'all should all probably already know. This is the Alec Bradley Black Market Robusto. Sure, I lit it late. Yes, it's going to smoke most of the way through Chad's show. But it looks like it's going to rain, and I didn't want to really soggy down any of my pipes. So, cigar was the way to go, definitely. And yeah, it's literally dropped 5 degrees in temperature since the start of this show. So, I'm kind of expecting it to open up the sky and dump on me here in a little bit. Ah, Cult Conspiracy and a Savinelli. Very nice. Just finished some Old Dark Fire to the Naked Sav 626, of course, Cliff Higgins. Just finished a bowl of Maltese Falcon in a Nerup apple. That sounds like fun. I'm going to have to look up these Nerup apples. I've seen people write that in about 5 or 6 times, and I can't picture it in my mind. You don't have to explain it. I'll look it up. It's fine, though. Howdy, Paul. Making sure you're still here. Yes, you are. Love the Falcon. I like Falcons, too. Haunted Bookshop in a Savinelli Roma 623. Very nice. I do like the Savinellis. Nothing right now. Still trying to recuperate. Steve, you fell out of that tree a long time ago. Come on now. Uh-oh, Paul's apologizing to Cliff just in case Cliff didn't see it. Ah, Desert Pine Piper is having a camel. Think about it. What part of the camel are you sucking on? There you go. Sorry, Jim. Just had to be said. No, okay, it's a close match to McClellan's Blue Mountain. As much as everybody loved McClellan's, I really miss that I never actually took the time to even try it. I never tried any of the frogs, never tried any of their other blends. It was either always out of my price range or just clean, straight up unavailable when I had the money to get any. And so I just never did. Gwaithan Hogarth, Brown Irish 10 or X in an Electra straight apple. That sounds like fun, Dan. I'm about to have an American dude right there, which... okay. Steph is saying she's going to be smoking something that looks kind of like a cigarette also. Jim is feeling like I picked on him. But he feels better now because Steph says she's going to join him on that idea. Really? Beans. Very cool. Cody and Greg, well, I saw Greg Tunnel did his video, and he actually rode his motorcycle in. So when you see him, let him know that Donald said definitely keep the greasy side down. He'll understand. Trust me on that one. It's an old motorcycle saying, because bottom of the bike tends to get a little bit greasy, no matter how good of a driver you happen to be. Cars leak. You're going to get a little bit of it back up on the underside of the bike. It's just natural. As long as the underside of the bike stays down, you're good. So, you should also be looking for Flat Cap and Lady Fire. I know that they are there also. Greg Tunnel has seen them, so you might be able to ask if he knows approximately where they are. Y'all get together, have a good time. Make your own tailgate. You don't even have to call it a tailgate. It doesn't matter. I didn't invent the statement of tailgate. It's just a party, a fun time. The show before the show. Take pictures, get phone numbers. Love one another as humans should be allowed to, if we could just get out the damn way of each other. Steak and scotch for dinner tonight. That sounds exactly like my kind of thing. Oh, well, bourbon on ice for dinner. Steph, I'm gonna remind you, I'm a little bit of a neater drinker than you. If you want your bourbon chilled, put it in the freezer. It should have a high enough alcohol content that it can withstand that. You know, anything over 101 should withstand being in the freezer. As long as you don't have it in the deep freeze, you'll be all right. Motorcycle gate. We're not doing motorcycle gates. We don't like gates. Not as motorcyclists, because you got to get off the bike and then go open the gate. And then you got to drive through. Then you got to get off the bike again. Then you got to close the gate. Then you can get back on your bike and go again. Gates suck as a motorcyclist. Even toll gates suck as a motorcyclist. Trust me on this one. I kind of agree with Cliff's statement there. Mostly because, well, while my wife smokes, she only smokes cigarettes, and she really can't stand cigars or pipes. She tolerates them if I'm driving and it's long distance. But tolerating and actually enjoying are two different things. Jim, you forgot one little section on the end of your statement there. From the bottle. All right, so if Cliff missed the joke and Paul's sorry that he got the joke wrong, I think Cliff is right. Forget about it. No big deal. Quite honestly, if a joke goes over your head and somebody has to explain it to you, it probably isn't going to be funny anymore. If it's not funny, it's not a joke. So if you're thinking that it was a joke but it's not, well, then it's not. And if it is a joke and you think that it's not, then it's still not. So don't worry about it. Having a romantic dinner for one, pizza and wings. Make sure you light the cigar-scented candle. And yes, Cliff, like I said, straight from the bottle. Nothing's a matter for me. I don't mind, therefore it don't matter. I sleep every night like a baby. All night I dream about titties. Wait, is that wrong? Is that too much? Sorry. And women's sleepwear is brought to you by Chanel number 5, according to some supermodel from way back that died. Another soundbite from Martin. How many did I blurt out this time, Mike? Don't worry. That one was right around 50 to 52. Maybe 53. I don't mind. Martin can take all the sound bites he could ever collect from my shows and he could play them back to back to back for eternity. And all I'm going to do is laugh about it. I don't care if people get offended by what I say. That's part of the reason why I warn them in the description right off at the very beginning. This is not for those people who are easily offended. Because I'm going to offend somebody sooner or later. It's going to happen. Well, Cliff, that's because you're a good man. Well, there's always the other way that you slept like a baby. You woke up every 2 hours screaming and crapping on yourself. I would say that version of sleeping like a baby sucks. I'm saving that for when I get much older. Everett, if there's something wrong with dreaming about them, I'm wrong forever. Well, no problem there, Cliff. Just start naming songs and we'll see if we can't come up with comments that match them. Scott, no, don't worry. If you watch this show from front to back, sooner or later, you're going to find something that I've said that's going to be able to easily offend somebody. I'm very good at it. I like the statement there, Steve. That's my kind of thing. If my mouth stops fitting titties and cigars, you just go ahead and drag me out in the street and shoot me. There's nothing left to live for past that. Come on. Steph, you are about as offended as... Let me think of something that is not offended ever. Oh, me. I never get offended. Okay, if you want to never, ever be offended, ever, here's what you do. First thing you do is you remind yourself that to be offended, you have to believe that somebody else's opinion of you is higher than your opinion of you. After you come to the belief that your opinion of you is really the only thing that matters, it becomes really damn near impossible to be offended. And if you can't be offended, it's really damn near impossible to be offended. So once you get to that point, you're not going to be offended anymore. You can say, look, I just don't care for what you're saying, and you can hit the end button, the X button, or whatever, and you can go to somebody else's channel. I accept that people will do that. I do not have you by the nose ring or any other part of your anatomy that might make you stay. But if you do want to stay, and I do happen to offend you, I apologize, but you took your damn chances, because I said I'd probably do it sooner or later. Now, is it fair of me to say such things? Yes, it is. This is my channel. Are you offended that I haven't offended you yet, Dan? Just asking. I mean, I could always try to work harder on that. Oh, I know we can offend you by saying, look, the men's team didn't win the gold medal in soccer. It was the women's team. There you go. Best team in Canada, women's soccer. I don't know. Because, Dad, it's been so long since I've been offended, I stopped caring about the definition. No, I do actually enjoy all of y'all's company, and I really enjoy that y'all like to hang out with me, and that we can basically consider each other and all of us together as friends. So, if you're starting to feel like I've said something just slightly a little bit too far for you, just say something. I'm not going to get offended if you feel like I need to just calm down on some certain other objects or statements. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And I would prefer that we can still be friends at the end of the day. I really put that in the description just so that anybody who basically identifies as a snowflake will understand this is really not the stream for you. This is for people who are just hanging out and having a good time, and sometimes things get said that might be a little bit off. Just ask YouTube. They sent me a letter saying I'm not socially acceptable, to which I said, wah. I do let it roll. I just keep letting it roll. And that's the reason Martin has a couple of dozen sound bites. No safe words or safe places in here. Well, I would hope Steve still loves Kathy, because Kathy's a very lovable person. Thank you, Miss Kathy. So glad to see you. Okay, just in case anybody's wanting to know right now, Flat Cap Piper just went live from the Ohio Pipe Show. Now, I don't see a tag with Chad on as of right now, but let me see if I can't find Flat Cap Piper and see if he's actually live, or is it just that he's scheduled live? No, they do appear to be live.
Hey guys.
They're viewing Missouri Meerschaum right now. Yeah, if the safe word is more or harder, you probably have some issues. And I do agree that YouTube has some serious issues with freedom of speech. I'm front, and my only son did not call me. Howdy, Skip. Welcome back. Wait a second, was that Aristocob? Does anybody know if Aristocob went to the Ohio Pipe Show? I think I just saw him. Yeah, DDT, I'm pretty sure that I am not checking out the sweet grain on a cob. Not unless I'm boiling it so that I can eat the grain right off the cob. Well, Skip, I'm not sure if maybe he went. The picture of the guy or the video portion coming through, like I said, on Flat Cap Piper's live stream right now. They are showing Chad's favorite pipe. And now some Old Dominion clays. Really, there are times where I really do not understand why YouTube has a problem with rednecks. Being a redneck ain't racist. You know where that term came from, redneck. Originally, it was from the people who worked in the fields. Their neck would get red because they always spent the time looking down. Sun would burn the back of their neck. And then it became something of a term that was slightly changed to indicate someone who worked in the oil field when they became roughnecks. What am I supposed to say? Term redneck ain't racist. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I would have really loved to have seen the Vegas Pipe Show. And I remember there's a lot of words out there that YouTube used to freak out about. How about therapist? Because the two parts of therapist is the rapist. Think about it. Go ahead, spell therapist without spelling the rapist. Try it. Give it a shot. And as we all know, you can't spell families without lies. Not my fault. I didn't come up with the rules. I didn't invent the English language. Well, look, it seems to me that Chad is not coming on right now. Maybe he's enjoying the time with Flat Cap and Lady Fire. I hear you there, Cliff. Yeah. Our people are people. That's it. Best I can say. But hey, look. Let's give Flat Cap and Lady Fire some love and attention. Let's go over there and enjoy that they're actually giving us a first-hand look of the Ohio Pipe Show. It might be the only chance you get to see a pipe show this year. Now with the Delta variant. Yeah, well, Skip, I apologize about that. And Cliff, I'm going to say it like this. If YouTube wants to be my daddy, they're going to have to take the broken nose that comes with it. Something tells me my daddy didn't like it when he got that broken nose. But that's an abuse story from a different subject on a different day. We'll talk about that at some point. It didn't make me bitter. Then again, maybe it did. And yes, Las Vegas was definitely canceled. Or indefinitely canceled. Alright, so do we all know where Flat Cap and Lady Fire's channel is? Being that they are live and kicking it from the Ohio Pipe Show. And yes, I do believe Greg Tunnel Take is also there. So we're going to jump over there, kick it around, have a good time. And if they run out of battery, well, then I will be sure to jump back in and we will start up another show unless Chad does. So y'all remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Let's go over and celebrate some time with Flat Cap and Lady Fire, as per always. Long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Maybe sooner than we think. Talk to y'all later. Maybe here in just a bit. Bye now.